Apparently I'm live. let's go do the obligatory check and that it hasn't gone out as like a special kind of listing. I'll just refresh that. Please excuse me and thank you very much for your patience. I am going to, oh, I'm live and it didn't show up as a thing. Oh wow. Okay, that's good. So now I can't tell if that's me watching that or anyway, I'm going to close the window. Yay. How was everybody's weekend? I am hi, is this Sandra? Who am I talking to? Might have to open that again actually, just in case I am unable to see whoever is leaving comments. Let me just check. Yeah, it's Sandra. Hey, Sandra. How are you feeling? I meant to nap for like 30 minutes earlier and I was like out for the count for an hour. It's too long. Woke myself. Did you ever wake yourself up with like just a massive kind of I did that. Purpose is okay. So on Friday she was at the vet. It's not her brain, thank God. It's not her heart. And it's her thyroid and everything's clear. So they do think it is something to do with the cartilage in between her vertebrae on her back. Hey Stacey, welcome. So yeah, she's okay. She's not in pain. She's on steroids. And we're able to just kind of crush them up and stick them into some delicious food and she'll just eat them. So yeah, she's doing okay. So she is, which is good because it was very worrying. Geez, I felt so sick with worry. Stupid flipping cat. When she got in the box, I was like, you would need to be all right. And she was. It worked. Oh, but it was such a relief. Yeah, me too. How are you feeling, Sandra, with the pregnancy? I know the morning sickness isn't brilliant. I can't even, still with the wonky glasses. Weeks later and I've still got the wonky glasses. So if you have joined us, I would love you to say hello because I want to know if you're here. Even if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay just so I know that you're watching, and if you need any more information, I'll be able to reach out to you and it'll be no problem. I know that lots of people are kind of busy and they kind of forget that these Mondays are happening. I keep thinking that it's my nose. And I did realize that one of the screws was loose because there was a period where they were sitting on me like that. And that is definitely wonky. So I just keep having to tuck them in. I think it's just because I've been folding them a certain way and they're quite thick. So that you kind of have to fold them that way, which then leads to problems I have discovered. But the entire week where it was sunny, I have not been able to wear these because they were just sliding off my face. And a friend told me, he's like, God, you're lovely and glowing. I was like, that's sweat, but thanks. Thanks so much. So say hello if you are watching. I am just going to head over to Facebook, just make sure that I am not missing any comments because you know how that happens. Oh, my friend Marta's watching. She can't leave comments. And I know that Bonnie's going to be joining us as a passenger in a car. So thanks very much, Bonnie, for joining us. Hello. Okay, who's there? So if you have watched these before, if you go into the description for the live, there's like a wee link at the bottom, or there should be, Sandra, if you can. Hello. I'm guessing that's Bonnie. Is that Bonnie? Hey, Wendy. Oh, lunchtime. Do you still work from home, Wendy? Yes, it's Bonnie. Hey, Buffy Ray. Hello. So thank you so much for joining me. Okay, so this week is going to be a quick one. I'm not going to be here for ages. So if you're eating your lunch, Wendy, go on ahead. That's no problem. If we go through any of these things and I blow your mind at all, please use the hashtag nugget in the chat. That'd be so helpful just in terms of me creating content in the future. I'll be like, okay, so this is most helpful, this is most helpful, this is most helpful, and then I can just keep making things even better for you because I want to be able to create change. Well, what did I say? Huh? What have I said now? There was one point, I can't remember what I said, but Stacey was just like, something about cat on grass. I was like, I don't even know what I was talking about. So while we go through this, if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask. And if you are brand new to this or to me, watching this on YouTube or even within the Facebook group, if you're new to the group, welcome and hello. So my story of my illness and my Spoonie life is quite long and complicated, as probably most of us, most of our stories, but here's the short version. So I've pretty much been housebound for the past 12 years, and after a nervous breakdown kind of 4 years into my mystery illness, quote unquote, like it took years of me being a medical guinea pig before I got a diagnosis 8 years later. I got the mental health resources I need at that time after that breakdown, because it was my third breakdown within like 5 years, and I just was like, no, this cannot happen ever again. And I was just at that point where I was prepared to do anything or try anything or listen to whoever the hell was telling me like, this will really help you, this will really help you. But I was able to completely transform myself from living on automatic negative thinking to someone who is incredibly positive like 95% of the time. I think my life is incredible despite being stuck in the house. I'm happy. I find joy in everyday things, and I'm very fulfilled. My coaching clients have been my purpose. My group has been my purpose, and I'm so grateful for you, all of you, and all that you have provided me with, because it's not just that I am able to help you change your life. It's that you, hey Jillian, welcome. It's that I know that I'm not alone in all the things that I've experienced, and you'll know yourself, like if you have suffered with any kind of hidden illness, which includes anxiety, depression, anything like that, it can feel just like you are the only one, and we're not alone. We're clearly not alone. There's loads of us in that group. So yeah. And the one thing that I hear the most from like friends or people I have like conversations with, they would say, quote unquote, like, you live your life so much more than normal people. And there is a reason for that. Because whenever I finally got the correct diagnosis 8 years into my illness, the doctor told me that there was no cure for what I had. And the way he spoke to me implied that my life was going to be horrendous. And he literally went like this. Because I said, so like he diagnosed me in under 5 minutes, and he just kept saying what it was, like, you should know this already. And I was like, so what, I mean, what about the future? And he was on the computer, and then he just kind of looked at me like this, and he was like, no, this is never going to change. You'll never be any different. And I was like, you mother, don't you, how dare you? Like, that pissed me off no end, because nobody gets to decide or pass judgment on the quality of your life but you. You are ultimately responsible for your life. And I am a huge proponent for personal radical responsibility. It's up to you. And I am 100% here for the creative soul aligned spoonies who know now, maybe after my previous Facebook lives and YouTube lives, that they are stressed, that they are exhausted, and that they are sick of feeling just kind of too tired to do anything, and they're just ready for a change. And the problem is we tend to ignore the signs of stress, or we don't even know what they are until we break. And then when that happens, we have to spend months reverse engineering the process, like what happened, after months of being completely numb and not really feeling anything, but feeling everything all at once at the same time. It's complicated. So I'm here for the action takers. I'm ready for those people who just are done with ignoring the signs. They're done with the physical ramifications of being stressed all the time, and they want help. I'm here to give that help. So the signs include just signs of stress: a racing heart, headaches, dizziness, collapsing, stomach upsets, intestinal distress. So that's my polite way of saying IBS. Feeling just tense all the time. feeling like your muscles are tense all the time, sore muscles because you're tense all the time, fatigue, which is a big one, and high blood pressure as well, because that can lead to a stroke. So I'm 100% here to help you identify and fix the stress so that you don't have to get to the point where you break, and you can radically reduce the amount of flare-ups that you have with your condition. And I know that that sounds like a big promise, but that's what happened to me. And while I know that we're all different and our conditions are different and they affect us all very differently, whenever we work together one-on-one, I can really help you identify the areas in your life where you can reduce stress to at least alleviate your symptoms as much as you possibly can. So now I'm going to tell you about the top kind of 4 skills you need in life just to relieve your stress. And without these skills, you might not actually be able to healthily manage your stress levels. So the first one, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, but do your best to avoid stressful situations. Don't walk head first into drama. Just don't take part in drama. There are so many people that I know, even personally, that just thrive on drama. Everything's dramatic. Everything is like next level intense, and I cannot be doing with it. I cannot do it. So the top skill to master is to simply avoid stress. And that can actually be a bit more difficult than you think. It may seem like a sarcastic answer, like as the first one, but it really is helpful. And there are several, practical ways which you can avoid stress. And first is to take control of what you can control. And if you know that you're going to have a stressful day, or you are working, hey, Toshia, welcome. So if you know that you're going to have a stressful day, or arriving late to work causes you stress, plan accordingly so you can circumvent the stress. You control what you can control, and you ignore the rest. Because whenever you focus on the stuff that you can't control, that leads to feelings of anxiety, which releases adrenaline, which releases cortisol, which puts you into the fight or flight mode, which takes all the blood away from your internal organs. Then your immune system is working overtime trying to help your organs function properly while you are in this fight or flight mode. So planning will help you to avoid the stress. The second one is avoid stressful people. So we all know there are people in this world, maybe you work with them, maybe they are part of your family, but you want to avoid people who make your stress so much worse. And obviously, we're not going to be able to avoid everybody that causes us this kind of stress, but try to minimize your encounters with them as much as you possibly can. And more so, learning how to say no to people. Oh my God, it was the most liberating thing I had ever experienced. And many people find themselves in stressful situations because they don't know how to say no. They are trying their best to continue to people please and kind of serve everybody while completely neglecting themselves. So learning to say no when you're already stressed or busy will really prevent you from experiencing any more stress. We really don't want to stack the stress on. Is this Bonnie? Is this Biff? Who's this? So simply communicate to the other person that like you're unable to accomplish this task, whether that is making entrees for a dinner party, whether it is doing a task for work, whether it is picking up groceries for somebody. It's like, no, I need to take care of me because I'm not well enough to give my everything to everybody. So no, you don't have to tell them that bit. You can just be kind and just say, I'm sorry, I've got too much on my plate right now, and I really hope that you get it sorted. Right? Simple. It doesn't have to be difficult. We can overcomplicate things so much. Third tip is to change the situation. So another skill that you should really try to master, and I can help you with this, but it's knowing how to change your situation for the best. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or stressed, be able to take charge of the situation and think of ways to effectively alleviate the stress of that situation. So if another person is causing you to feel stressed, communicate with that person. They are probably unaware of the stress that they are putting on you. And remember, if you're going to do that, if you're going to be like, you're melting my head, Northern Irish, Marta, you'll recognize that. But always remember to approach this person with respect and vulnerability. And if you are going to be explaining that they are causing you stress, use a lot of like I statements. So I feel blah, blah, blah. Not like you do this, you do this, you do this. No, you want to do like, so whenever this situation happened, and you don't say whenever you did this, but whenever this occurred, I felt overwhelmed. I felt like I couldn't deal with the situation. Or whenever I was asked to do this task. So it's whenever they hear the you that the defenses come up, and whenever you put it all on yourself, they'll be far more open to actually listening to you and being kind of responsive and respectful to you. So if your stress is coming from time related issues, learn how to manage your time better. It seems so simple, but learning how to manage your time can be so effective. And if you struggle to do that, if you've been trying and struggling, then you really need to learn how to manage your energy, especially if you're a spoonie. And we had such a great webinar last week. I am definitely, as I said on Friday, I'm going to be reaching out to those who were part of the webinar and just learning what more I could include within that kind of 45-minute period to make it even better than before. So if your stress is coming from time management issues, either like schedule fewer appointments or learn how to batch your time, which means like single focus. So for me, I would have maybe 3 hours with like regular breaks in between. It would be kind of there would be a load of gaps, but it would equate to 3 hours where I'm focusing on the one task until it gets knocked out of the park and I'm done for the week. And be sure to take note of your limits. And you can do that by using the energy diary that I have shared in the group. I will be sure to share the link again, but that way you will know how much you're able to handle in a certain period of time. And the last tip is accepting what you cannot control. So the previous 2 skills involve knowing how to change your situation, but there are many instances where you just don't have any control over the matter at all. And whenever you find yourself in this place, developing the skill of accepting what you can't change is going to be life-changing for you, because a lot of anxiety can come around feeling the need to control others or other situations. But whenever you let go of that, do you remember what I said earlier about what stress does to your body? You're reversing that instantly. And that is by learning to accept what you can't control, and being able to accept these things will radically reduce the stress that is in your life. And one of the best ways to accept what you can't control is be kind to yourself. And I don't know if you are familiar with, I can't remember the name, the Serenity Prayer, but the first one is, or the first line is, dear God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot control. So I saw that nearly every day of my life for about 8 years, and it worked. It just sunk into my brain. And I'm not a religious person, and I would never put that on anybody, but it was just that simple. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't control. You can have that written out on a card, stick it somewhere that you will see it every single day, and it will sink into your brain. And instead of thinking negative thoughts about yourself or with others, really go out of your way to think of positive things that you can say or think or write. Speaking with positivity and kindness to yourself will allow you the sensitivity to accept things without letting them affect your mindset. And it just, excuse me, I need to tighten this chair. This happens every week. There you go, Stacey, you got it. Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to remember and could not. So I will leave that up there just in case anybody needs to screenshot and wants to write that down, because it worked for me. even though it wasn't there for me. I was like, oh yeah, I'd be sitting drinking a cup of tea, and it was in the living room, and I was just reading it, and it just sunk in. So I'm pretty good at accepting things that I have no control over, because I've got no control over them. Like there is no point in me wasting the very limited energy that I have kind of worrying about things that I have zero control over. And that includes other people's decisions and what they do. That's just the way it is. And it just makes it easier to adapt to stressful situations. And if you've accepted that there is a situation that you cannot control, it really helps you to find a way to adapt to the situation so much easier. And it will remove even more stress of trying to figure out like your place and where you fit into this situation, because you can easily adapt. And an excellent way of cultivating that is through meditation as well. And it's important that you use these 4 techniques to ground yourself and really help you to reduce the stress in your life for aforementioned reasons. And I'm just going to take this off. Yeah, Buffy Ray, yes, we can. That sounds great. Although I don't want it to be as hot as it was here last week, because I could not cope at all. I've been sleeping on the couch for a week with the fan blasting in my face. So I really want you to do your best to implement these techniques into your life so that you can feel more happy and fulfilled on a daily basis, because it's possible. It is possible. I'm living proof that it's possible. So I just want to thank you for being here. You can join me every Monday at the same time for more kind of quick stress busting techniques so that you can start your week the best way possible, be calm and centered, and really kind of reduce the amount of flare-ups that you may have. And the more emotional we are, the less rational we are. So being a relaxed spoonie is the key to you actually healing and finding a path to recovery that you may not have thought was there in the first place, because that was me. Like 2 years ago, I wouldn't have thought that I could do half the things that I can do today. And it was because I reduced my stress and I reduced the limits that I placed on my thinking. And if you are interested in getting a consultation to manage your energy levels or stress levels, I now offer affordable one-off, like one-on-one sessions, or a more involved 8-week program. And I would love to get connected with you to see how I can help you start the healing process. You can book your call via clairedb.com/book. Let me just edit this quickly so you can see on screen. There is an I in Claire, just in case I have never made that clear. You can book that 15-minute like free consultation, and we can work together, or we can see how we can work together, or if we can work together. It might just be like a quick 15-minute call, and then that's everything that you need to know. Like Stacey and I had a fantastic call, and she learned loads of stuff that she was able to implement over the past like months or so, however long it was. So I just want to say thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful week. Yay, Stacey, that's such good news. And you're welcome. Toshia, I actually tagged you in a gallery on Facebook in the group of like a ton of quotes that I uploaded weeks ago that you could maybe print out for your art journal, just in case you want those. So yeah, thank you, Buffy Ray. Whenever I was saying the last stuff that I was trying to say, I almost busted started laughing. I was like, no, focus. But yeah, my glasses were sliding off my face. I was so grouchy. I was so snippy. Oh, I know. And then the purpose wasn't well. It was just a bad week. And it was so hot. Hey, Jillian, thank you so much. And I would love to get an update on your progress in the next couple of weeks as well. That would be fantastic. Yay! Thank you, Bonnie. Bye. Hi, bye. I love it. Now I'm going to go get my dinner. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely week. And I will be chatting to you inside the group. Bye.